Welcome to the Morning DNA for August 20th, 2020. I'm Aaron Dicer, the man of a single black shirt. She is Danae Hughes, the woman of a million distractions. And we're here to tell you about what makes up this day, at least in our lives, hopefully in your lives as well. How you doing, Danae?
That's 2 days in a row that you did a similar to same intro. That means you probably wrote it down now, huh?
Nope, not written down.
You're just that good.
I mean, it's not hard to memorize.
The man of a million the man of
Okay, so maybe for you it might be a little more difficult. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you did have just a million black shirts and nobody knew that it was the same shirt?
I mean, that's kind of more the truth than the man of a single black shirt. I do have several, but
nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't like thinking about like what to wear. That's, just like I got my thing and I wear it, and that's how it goes. Good morning to Lauren, who's hanging out with us. Good morning to Tom, who says good morning. It's always tea time, says, woo, I'm on time today. Woo! Great job. Appreciate that.
A wizard is never late, though. You know what I mean?
Yes. And thanks for watching on Twitch. We appreciate you hanging out over there.
My brother is also on Twitch right now, so I was really...
You're competing with your brother?
Well, he doesn't know that I'm doing this, so...
Oh.
We can't tease him because... Well, there's a way that you can, like, raid people's channels on Twitch, but I don't know if we can do that doing what we're doing.
I think the way we've got it constructed so that we can see everybody from, like, all the different places...
Right.
I don't think rating is in our future.
If we can ever figure it out, though, it would be fun to, like, once... Because our show is only supposed to be, about a half hour. And I think he'll still be in his woodworking shop. So it'd just be fun to, like,
there after we're done.
Send people there.
Yeah. Sure. Just say, DNA sent me. Will he know what that means? Will he know? Does he know we're DNA? Does that...
I don't know if he will.
And just say, your sister sent me. And he'll know that.
Probably also not a good idea. I'm just kidding. He'd love it. He'd love it.
Thank you for your continued comments. We will continue to answer them through the show, as well as we've got topics that we've each got a topic that we'll do. It's always tea time. Says, is Aaron wearing fake tan? No, I'm actually this tan. This is just my skin, or maybe it's the ring light. I don't know.
He has a ring light, and so do I.
I'm
is
not
tan for me.
using the warm though. I'm not using the warm right now.
You're not?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Change
we
your
can find
settings.
out. There's the warm.
You look like an Oompa Loompa.
Mm-hmm. So I have to keep it natural, otherwise I look too tan.
You go biking a lot, and you're outside.
It is a weird thing for somebody who you've probably heard say many, many times how much they do not like the outdoors. I'm actually outdoors every morning for like an hour, either walking, riding my bike, running if I'm feeling
so good.
So
I, on the other hand, take little vitamin D drops.
Yes. Yeah.
Just make sure I get my sun every day.
You know what we need to do? I was just thinking this. We need to do either a day or an episode where we just do show and tell and we show each other things that we found, because I saw you posted something yesterday that you had, wanted to show me on the show that involves somebody stirring something with a hot dog,
gross.
Like a ketchup mixture.
So based on our test run, it was just you and I, we had no audience at this test run moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Imager to test the screen sharing thing. And then that's when we saw the whole lizard sex ordeal, right?
Right.
So I thought, oh, well, when we do the show again, maybe Aaron's going to say something like, hey, Danae, what's happening in the world of Imager today? Or something like that.
Oh,
so
I
had prepared by going to Imager and just looking at something random and not really seeing it all the way through, because that was part of the fun of the lizard video.
So it's kind of like Danae's random Imager moment.
Just a super random moment. And so
I have something to show you too, but I'm not going to do it today.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's nightmare fuel type stuff, but
my God.
We'll get there. Fun nightmare fuel type stuff. I just think maybe we should do a DNA show and tell someday.
I think we should do everything on every show all the time. And you're like, let's make a structure. And I'm like, let's do it all.
I wasn't making up the woman of a million distractions.
That
one is real.
I am prepared to show a picture today. And I have a second tab open that I could show another random find on Imager if you wanted to today.
But you can do whatever you want. Hey, it's your show.
But
too.
Here's the thing: I did post it onto Twitter, and it was not well received because it is absolutely disgusting.
It is more nightmare fuel than what I will show you.
Oh, okay.
It is definitely gross. Are you ready to shoot a dough?
Oh yeah, right. Let's shoot a dough. Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, we've got stuff we can talk about. What we'll do is we'll do an A topic and a D topic in the morning DNA. And by the way, I'm the A, she's the D, and we will continue to do that as a way just to kind of bring something to the table to chat about. Yesterday, I think we did the D topic first, right? Didn't you go first yesterday?
Yeah, I think we talked about plants, and then you talked about baseball.
All right, so let's do the A topic first today. I had a chiropractic
I like how
appointment.
you put A with the apostrophe as if your name has that. Is it on purpose?
Yeah, no, well, apostrophe just means there are missing letters, right? That's what an apostrophe does.
I always do the apostrophe because I have the Asante Go in my E.
Correct. It works on multiple levels with you, but
I thought that's so interesting. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just put in an apostrophe whenever I feel like just not finishing the word.
Sure.
Oh my God. My scripts are going to be horrible.
Well, that's why where the apostrophe goes is so important, right? Like
That's true.
you talk about the 70s. Where do you put the apostrophe? You actually put it before the 7 because it replaces the 1 and the 9. So, it's an interesting, the English language. It's fun. Anyway, I went to the chiropractor yesterday, brand new one. And it was awesome. It was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. And it got me thinking about what makes a health professional really good at what they do. And I guess I'll just relay kind of a little bit of my experience. He was so aware of the relationship between the science of what he does and also trusting me and listening to me. And to me, I think that's the definition of a good health professional. Is somebody who understands the science is very important. You have to have done the studies, know what the muscle groups are called, or depending on your, where you're.
If you're a chiropractor, your skeletal system is very important to know.
Yes. I was really impressed with what he knew about the musculature because obviously all that stuff plays together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he listened. Like, I think he looked at the science of kind of how I was standing, all that kind of stuff, and kind of made some assessments. But then he listened to me about what I was feeling and what I knew about my body and what I knew about the way I move. And it was one of those things where he absolutely took that and then made a correct assessment and then just like fixed me. And I was just like, oh, well, that's fun, because then is the third part of being an amazing health professional, which is where you do a magic trick. Where you work with the patient in a way where like, okay, we're going to take everything we know and we're going to do something that's going to change something for you as a type of proof that we know what's going on here. And he just put a couple fingers on my neck and did like a deep kind of pressure point, thing right on the muscle that he knew was the problem. And I had more relief in my neck than I've probably had in 5 years. Like I walked out of the chiropractor like, where's the pain? Because I just deal with constant pain on my right side. So it was really.
Don't make me cry.
Well, I know this is personal to you too, as a health professional. You've been in massage therapy, and you have talked about your knowledge of the muscular system and all that kind of stuff. So I knew it would appeal to you on an emotional level as well. But it was a really great experience, and he gave me stretches to do because he knew the exact muscles I needed to do the stretches for.
That's awesome.
I felt like I learned a bunch. So I don't know. It just it made me feel like there's definitely I have been to doctors who are like science, and then I'll say something and they'll be like, no, I've looked at the science, and it's like, okay, yes, but there's a balance here.
There's a person here who has been living in this body who has knowledge for you.
Right. Yes.
I think sometimes it's hard because they don't know you and they don't know how in tune you are with your body. And so you almost have to have enough of a length of time with your care providers to sort of establish a relationship where they learn that they can trust that you also have valid perspective, even though maybe you didn't go to school, and you're going to describe things differently. You might say it hurts here instead of being like, describing the muscles or the bones here because you don't know those.
Right.
So if you can find somebody also that just doesn't make you feel inferior, because you are the person who knows yourself the best. You are an expert at you. More than anybody on the planet, you know you.
And then there's the other off balance thing, which I've seen before too, which is, I'm going to use a word that's not a bad word, but I'm just using because it's the only one that comes to mind, but who is so holistic that the science is just ignored. You know, that it's like, I know this thing works because I intuit it. I know in my gut that, you know, I don't want to do a specific because people believe so many different things, but I have things that I look at and go, there's no science behind that, you know, and that's okay because it is all a mystery. And that's the point of the balance is, right? Even the most knowledgeable doctor is still, you know, fallible.
Like mystified. Well,
right.
There's a great mystery. Like I had a surgery where I had something taken out of my body and the doctor was describing like, but don't worry, this part being gone from you does not mean that anything's going to change because, you know, your body just compensates by sort of just throwing things around even though this is missing. And I'm like, what do you mean it's going to throw things around? And my doctor, who has been in, I mean, he's a very, very well-known professional surgeon, is like, yeah, we don't really understand how the body does it. It just does it.
Yeah.
So they're
there's
even
a mystery
mystified by it.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a mystery to it. But if you don't balance those two things, I think you're not doing your best service for the people you're providing care for. So,
yeah.
And that just was brought home to me yesterday.
That's awesome.
Looking at some of the comments on this, Sweet Chicken Sir says a good doctor is someone who has a lot of patience. Get it? It's both true and a pun. Very nicely done. Aman says, as a fan of Doctor Who, I definitely read that question wrong. I'm with you, because that's a whole different conversation I could have with lots of people who love that show. What makes a good doctor? The answer is David Tennant, of course.
Man, I have to say, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say on that same line, Slab Bulkhead says, someone who can moisturize me. That is also a Doctor Who reference. So
I actually understand that reference now.
I get that reference. I get that reference.
I'm really, really, really thankful to this doctor, whoever they are, for helping you with your pain. Pain is such a hard thing to manage. Emotional pain,
it's just something
pain.
It's just something I live with based on my sports injury, sports activities. I also got rear-ended pretty hard.
You took a tumble down the stairs
6 or 7 years ago. I have fallen down the stairs before. Hasn't everybody fallen down the stairs? Isn't that a pretty common occurrence? I mean, your daughter has, and
I haven't yet, but she has. And hopefully it's like she just got it out of her way early.
Yeah, it only took her a couple years to check that one off. So yeah. Anyhow, I have had moments. And so I just live with pain on the right side of my body. But he explained like the exact 3 muscles that were giving me problem. And they all
Do you remember which ones they are?
I don't know the name. Well, I know the name of one of them, the traps, the big shoulder muscle, the trapezius.
Okay, your upper trap. Yeah,
which connects. But they all connect to the neck. And one of them connects, it's just this long muscle that connects from the neck all the way down to the hip. And it's just this one strand right down the center. And he was like, that is why you're feeling the right hip pain, is because everything in this area is doing too much work, and every place it connects to is bearing the cost. So it was kind of cool.
Those muscles. Well, I'm glad you've got someone who's listening. And the other interesting thing too, before we move on to my less interesting topic,
no, it's not,
is the body like shifts and changes. And after you have a good, whether like you go to the doctor and he kind of helps you or whatever, the body starts to balance the other direction because it's constantly trying to balance itself. So if you've been out of balance so far over in one way and then you get adjusted or something shifts for you, it starts to go the other way like a pendulum swing. And it just takes time to get back into that central place of health. So like my husband is going to go see a chiropractor for the very first time. And he's going to go to a very specific kind. They're like what is it called? Not like low impact chiropractors who don't like actually take the body and like move it in like really jarring. Sorry, but this thing is going to drive me crazy today. But anyway, and so he's going to go to that person soon. And it's just a different way of approaching like adjustments and stuff. And we talked about how whether you go to someone who does adjustments one way or the other, you need to go like 6 times and commit to it so that the body can find that balance. I don't know. I'm fascinated by this stuff, but we could talk about it like literally all day long.
Yeah, I love health stuff. It's always tea time. Also says my chiropractor is amazing. Drink water after your adjustments, though. Your spine needs hydration to stay healthy. Got you covered.
Yeah.
Got you covered.
Yeah, Aaron's never not hydrated.
I love water. It is, in college, I decided to not drink any calories. And so I just drink water. And that is, of course, not a like strict thing. Obviously, I'll have a milkshake every once in a while or a sip of my wife's
It
Dr.
brings
Pepper
all the
or whatever.
boys to the yard. But
my milkshakes? I
yeah.
don't know. I do make pretty good milkshakes, but yeah. So there you go. I thought that would be a fun little topic. Ready to head into yours?
Yeah,
Danae?
let's do it.
You had quite a day yesterday.
Yo.
So tell us a little bit what happened with you.
My husband called me. He was on a bike ride, and he asked me to go to the refrigerator and get the number for animal control because he saw a pupper out in the road. And he mentioned that as he was going through like our local city forums, he's on Facebook and he's on a lot of like the local community forums and stuff. And he saw this dog posted several hours earlier in the day. So he knew this particular dog had been running a lot all day. And so he was going to call on it. And I went to go get that number. And then I sat down in my chair for probably 12 seconds. And I just thought, man, we lost our dog a couple months ago. We had just moved into the neighborhood and we took our dogs on walks every day. And so when they got loose, one of them came directly back home and the other one came close to home, but in a different way, and they got lost. And we had so many people in our new neighborhood jump in and help us find our dog. And it was just this great reunion. We were incredibly relieved. And I thought about that moment and I was like, man, I know that if I can go get this dog and it belongs to somebody, and it had a collar too. That was a big thing for me. It already had a collar.
So somebody put that collar on.
Somebody put it there.
So even though there's no identification, this is somebody's friend. This is somebody's
exactly.
pet. Yeah.
And I heard my husband Justin say like, no, don't go to the road. And my heart just sank. And so I just grabbed our stinky rank treats that we have, the kind that smell delicious, but they're like liver
delicious
treats
to
or
humans
something.
or delicious to canines.
Canines. And I jumped in the car and I asked him what road he saw him going down. And I had to do a couple of different maneuvers to get the dog's attention. He was just running, like the kind of mindless running that dogs do. I could not get him to like even give me any time of day. I would have to drive ahead of him and stop and open my door and call. No interest. And we were coming to the dead end of the street. And I prayed. I was like, God, if this dog needs help, you got to help me out because he's not going to listen to me. And the next time I opened my door, he literally just ran over to the car and jumped into the passenger seat. And I was like, okay, now I have this beautiful husky dog.
Yeah.
So I took him home and then we started posting on to like all of the local places where people find lost animals. We have like a really active Facebook group called, I think, Lee's or Lay's Lost and Found. It's through like our local TV, KY3. What is that? It's a
news.
It's like a news
channel?
Affiliate. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Somebody
you really confused. I felt so bad. You confused me with the post because you posted your post of the dog, and the way I read it, I thought you had found a post of somebody looking for this dog, and I was like, yay! And then it hadn't happened yet, and then I felt awful because I was celebrating something that hadn't happened. And
it's scary when you get a dog though, because, and if you've ever done this before, I'm curious of your story because you are saying, I'm taking this dog into my house and there's a chance we're not going to find the owner. And then whose responsibility is this pet? It's kind of, to me, in my opinion, it's on me then and we have 2 dogs. We have a 3-year-old, like we kind of don't want any more dogs. And I've had big dogs before. And I've had dogs that shed a lot before and drink a lot of water and get it everywhere before.
It's such an emotional responsibility to rescue a dog if you don't know the owner or where it's going, because even if you decide not to house that dog has to have a house or go to a shelter. And
I know
it's just, it's tough.
The burden of all of that. So we called, we did all the things, we checked all the boxes that you're supposed to do. And then it was just a waiting game. But he was so obedient, and he, like, when he got in the car, I reached over to touch him and he let me touch his ears and his face and his body without reacting at all. So I used to work a lot with dogs and do dog training. And so there's like these signs. I'm like, okay, you're going to be a fairly easy dog, I think, for me to manage today. So he came home with me. He went into the office with me. I made sure he had like the air conditioner blowing on him and turned the fans on. It took him an hour to stop panting because he was really hot. And then he just kind of calmed down and we hung out and had some interesting, lifestyles. And I have never had a husky before. I've watched videos on huskies and all that stuff, but they are really interesting dogs. They have a lot of personality. And as the day progressed, he started to talk. Have you ever watched videos of huskies talking? It is hilarious.
Yes,
they're like,
they do the mumbling. Yeah, they do the mumbling thing. It's the best. It's the best.
My 3-year-old at one point in time was over near him, and which he was doing really well with her. And so I was really thankful for that. We had him kind of separated off by a gate, and he was leaning up against the gate, and my child was on the other side of the gate playing music for him and singing for him, and he was singing along. It was so sweet. And then, of course, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm going to keep this husky. Should I show you a picture? Let me show you a picture.
Okay, yeah. While you're doing that, hey to Joe, Dark Snyder says, good morning from BC, Canada. Awesome. British Columbia, I'm sure, is beautiful this time of year. Good afternoon from Ireland, says Alex. So,
hey.
Not sure what time it is in Ireland, but top of the morning to you, maybe. I don't know. I didn't even try to do the accent. So.
I gotta make sure I click the right window here. I think I'm doing this correctly. Let me know if you guys can see this. Can you see that?
We've never done it before, but yeah.
So this was the dog. His name is Brock. We found his family. So they were very, very grateful. They've been searching for him all day. I picked him up around noon. They figured out he was missing around 2 after the mother got home from work.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not on Facebook a lot, so she went to her neighbors and they got on the computer together, and we were able to reunite them around 7:00 in the evening. And she was so happy that he was inside. And
how far had he gone? How far away were they?
Almost 3 miles,
dude.
Yeah, and she has pictures of her dog Brock climbing a tree to get out of their yard.
Wow.
So they're a little escape artist. So I might see Brock again someday. Show us the little duck gif. Okay, I will.
Chris says, we rescued a kitty once. Have 2 cats already. Had to take it to the shelter after a couple days. That's hard because then it's out of your hands and you never know what's going on.
Okay, so this is what I prepared for today as far as like us watching something. This was my apology. This is my apology for yesterday's video of the disgusting hot dog drink. So here it is. Here's what I found. Are you ready? Can you see it, Aaron?
Mm-hmm, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. So there's no audio, but it's just this. And I'm like, what is this? I'm pretty sure this is a commercial.
Oh yeah, that's a CG duck. That is 100%. Not a real duck.
Of course. But I think this one is all about Donald Duck finding and him going to Disneyland. So but how cute is this little duck? Like,
definitely
so
cute.
This is my apology duck.
The apology duck. Very nice.
I had a good day. It was an emotional day. We actually had to consider having 3 dogs and a toddler and all that stuff. But what was really cool about it, I think, is that, whether you believe in prayer, the divine, the universe, divine inspiration, whatever it is, there was just something about like that instinct, like go help. And then you go help and then you ask for divine intervention, and immediately there's this difference in behavior with the dog. And then to connect with this owner and hear a little bit more of her story and her love of this dog, it was a really fulfilling day, if not a little bit like, oh, what are we going to do here, with this extra person? But anyways, I don't know. Rescuing a dog, not for everybody though. There's a lot of emotion that comes with it.
Tom says, that story melts my heart. We're picking my girlfriend's dog up from the vet tomorrow. We miss him terribly. He's getting a whole lot of love tomorrow.
Oh, I hope your dog's okay.
A lot of boops and snuggles. And am I pet owning right?
I thought you said poops and not boops.
Well, probably those two occasionally, depending on how early or how late stage the pet ownership is. There's that nice middle stage where they do okay.
Or why they went to the vet in the first place. Maybe
or
there
why
are
they
some
went
poops.
to the vet in the first place. Yes, very good point. All right, it's your turn. Let's take your questions. Feel free to throw them into the comments. We'd love to see what's on your mind today. Kind of anything in the news, any topics. Again, it is AMA. Ask me anything, but it's not necessarily AMA. Answer me anything. We will pick and choose what we answer. Slab says, I heard poops too. Well, then you need a thicker bathroom door.
Lord. We're having the poop jokes today.
I have noticed comments coming in from Twitter as well. In fact, the British Columbia comment came in from Twitter, so we appreciate that. Thank you so much for that.
We're really excited. This format is fun for us. It's just a fun, casual way for us to check in, say hi, share stories, talk about things happening in the world, and of course, connecting with you guys. It's been a lot of fun to get to the studio with you guys 3 times this week on our very first launch week. So make sure that you have clicked your notification icon on wherever you're watching, because we want to go live on Mondays for sure at 9 a.m. Central. And then throughout the rest of the week, we're going to try to hop on as much as we can, but we don't always know up to the minute if we're going to be able to do so, given just various things. Yeah.
Slab says, I walked into that one. Well, you should probably have looked where you're walking then. When you have pets, you don't necessarily want to just walk around the yard.
There is nothing like running around in the backyard in your bare feet and stepping
and just
on
feeling
something
the squish.
That squishes.
The grass between my toes. And what's that, Play-Doh? Is that Play-Doh?
No. It's either.
I'm just going to keep moving my foot through it without looking, trying to figure out what that is.
I'm just going to squish it around.
Amazing texture. Sweet Chicken Sir says, when did y'all switch from radio to doing cinemasins? Boy, that is a story.
Short answer. Let's do the short answer.
Go ahead. You do the short answer, Danae.
For Aaron, he started working with cinemasins a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Close to 3, or is it 2? Just over 2?
It's almost 3.
Yeah. So it was we were in radio together, and then Aaron started to work also with cinemasins. And he did that for a little while. And then when it kind of came time to make decisions about where our energy was being placed, we decided to close the chapter of radio. And Aaron worked full-time for cinemasins then at that point forward. And I worked a few jobs at the same time. And one of them was testing out whether or not I could be a writer for cinemasins. Rep cinemasins, whoop.
Oh, yeah, you got the shirt on. Nice.
Yeah, I got one of those cool shirts that we sell on. It's kind of hard to see.
Let's see. Lauren says, Aaron, how was it the first time you narrated a Sins video? Kind of nerve-wracking. I am doing the narration for TV Sins now, and there are certainly some avenues of that we've talked about on the Cinema Sins podcast that we do, Behind the Sins. I've never been a cursor in my life, and so, the narrator... We
had to teach him.
Yeah, I've had to been taught how to curse, and so that's been interesting.
We have curse classes every Tuesday.
That's right, curse class, exactly. But I actually fell into it pretty quickly. I'm really loving it's coming easier and easier, and I think I'm feeling and sounding more and more comfortable as the narrator.
I think so too. I can notice it as well. Well, and you've done voice work many times, and so it's a little bit of like you plus playing a role and doing something out of your comfort zone, but then also the scripts that are coming in for Aaron, we're starting to kind of figure out more what makes him excited to deliver us in, which is fun.
Yeah, kind of developing that narrator a little bit. Juan says, are you guys excited for the new Dune movie, or are you guys not familiar with the books? I have not read the books. I'm familiar with the property, but not enough to really know the specifics. I'm excited about it just for the director and the actors. There are a lot of good people involved in this, so I'm pumped about it.
I have a family member that was a huge Dune fan, and that's all I know of Dune. Except
Did they pester you about it? Were they a little Dune buggy?
Wow.
Continue.
It never stops with you. You can't help it, can you?
No, it really is just part of me. It's always tea time says, I'm fasting for a medical thing. What is the dream meal I should plan for tomorrow?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
One of those ramen bowls, man. Because after you fast and your body's kind of hungry, I think a really good broth has got to make your stomach feel good because it's not like too heavy, But then it also has delicious noodles, vegetables, and then you can get some with just like a little bit of meat if you like meat. And there's this amazing ramen place in like the next town, and I literally go there as much as I possibly can, but it's a little expensive because they're the only ramen bowl place in town, so they can corner the market, you know what I'm saying? But it's also really good. Like their broth, so good.
I think you're going to want something, if you're coming off a fast, you're going to want something a little bit tamer, but you don't want to, sacrifice taste too much. So I would go with a bowl of Cheerios with cut up fresh strawberries. That is some good stuff right there. Hey, what? I threw in the fresh strawberries.
I'll throw in blueberries too.
That's right. You can even cut up bananas. I don't care.
Oh, ramen. I love you, ramen.
Nick says Aaron's dad joke game is strong today. What's your favorite dad joke? Danae, do you have any like go-to dad jokes?
No, because I try to immediately launch the puns, because if I think about them too much, I don't know. It feels like I'm mimicking Tar and I can't walk. It's like, oh, there's more puns. Oh, it never ends. Oh God. But the dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm dad is the only one that I think I can always remember.
Yeah, mine are more. Mine, honestly, I don't have memorized dad jokes. I am a dad joke machine.
He bleeds puns.
I do. And
Cut the man.
It's just
he bleeds puns.
It's environmental. Yeah, it's in my blood. It's part of my, you might say, DNA that I do that. So yeah, absolutely. New user says, nice. You guys have a Twitch. Convenient.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, and as time progresses, we might be able to actually broadcast on Aaron's Twitch and my Twitch.
We would need a little support at the Patreon.
Aaron, don't talk about it. It's just
because it would be a different level of we're hoping. Amon says, will you ever return to making videos for the 5 Things movie reviews for Sif Pop? I would love to. I'm still figuring that out, how I would do that. So let's just say it takes
a lot of we put a lot of content out in the world.
Yeah. And we've talked about this. When you're a content maker, you always want to be creating stuff. You always want to be connecting with an audience. You have things that you love to do, that kind of stuff. But you kind of have to leave stuff by the side of the road sometimes to focus on other stuff. And right now, 5 Things is one of those things I've left by the side of the road. It's not dead. It's still there to pick up when I'm ready or able to continue to do it. So yeah.
I think it's true for anybody. You only have so much energy that you have in a day or a week or a month or your life in general. And when you're someone who's passionate about a lot of things, it's really hard to know what comes to the top, like what needs to have your choice time, especially when what you do is good. And Aaron, you do good content.
Aw, thanks.
You do.
Really sweet.
You do.
Speaking of being sweet, Alex says congratulations to me and my lovely wife on our 25th year anniversary. Thank
Isn't that
you.
Cool?
I love marriage. I love being married. I love my wife.
Okay, so super fun. When the lady came to pick up the dog yesterday.
She mentioned my marriage? That's amazing.
She looked a lot like Jen.
Oh.
So Justin goes, my husband, he opens the door. He's like, and he goes, you're not who I was expecting. And she's like, oh, I'm here for the dog.
Nice.
It was a little eerie how much they looked alike.
Thank you, Nick. Nick says it was a very easy transition from Jeremy's voice to Aaron's. I think you're doing a great job narrating. Appreciate that. Slab says hot dog straw thingy would be a good fast ender. Let's see. Yep, ramen. Hate to Go says, how does CinemaSins avoid copyright strikes on YouTube? As we know, fair use doesn't always protect creators. I mean, that is the thing, right? YouTube and fair use and content owners and content creators, it's a mess. And everybody's just trying to figure out how to do their best work and their best job. And so I don't know how to explain it other than that. You know, you say, how does CinemaSins avoid copyright strikes on YouTube? I mean, the answer is we don't. Every channel has to deal with that stuff and try to figure it out. So we just do the best we can.
Yeah, there's no secret sauce.
No. Let's see. This is great. Slab says, when does a dad joke become apparent? When it's delivered.
Guys,
very nice.
Don't encourage him.
Very nice. You're my people. Let's see. Sweet Chicken Stir says, perhaps next time can we get a studio space tour or cool things in your office? Here's what I would
love that idea.
recommend. If you have questions about stuff, you can always ask them. Yeah, we could do a day. We could do a tour day. We could set that up. We could do
Mine
that.
won't take long.
Here it is.
You are in my closet with me.
I would have to do some real cleaning before tour day, because just beyond the camera is
it's
just
chaos.
Piles of chaos, just insane chaos. So appreciate your time hanging out with us today, guys. What a great group of people from all the different places. It is so fun to have these times together. You make it worthwhile. As you can see, scrolling down at the bottom, all the information you need of where to follow us on Twitter, where to stream us live if you're watching this on replay, whether it be at YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. It will tell you where to follow us live, when, as well as where to support. If you want to be a supporter of what we do, that's at patreon.com/studiodna. And we joke about it, but honestly, that would allow us to take this to the next level. I think we're about $20 a month short of kind of being able to broadcast this to even more spaces and kind of hit more things. So if you want to check that out, we only do one level of membership there. It's just a $5 membership to Studio DNA, and then you get all the bonus podcasts for the podcast network. You get a shout out here on the Morning DNA for your support. You can check out. Was that your shout out? Anyhow, it's patreon.com/studio DNA. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Danae, what is the closing today? Oh, it works. It's
Dude, you can't just throw it at me.
Oh no, I can, and I will, and it will continue to be amazing.
All right, guys. We'll see you on Monday.
See you guys Monday.
Have a great day. Enjoy your day.